Good afternoon. Welcome to the live studios of Independent Television. It is a special edition of the program, 60 Minutes Nigeria, a current affairs program where we dissect national issues and other issues that affect the different states of the country. I must tell you that a lot is happening in Nigeria, and there seems to be special focus on Edo State. And that has to do with the aftermath of the Edo 2024 governorship election. The tribunal is on, where we need to know what is happening in terms of those who are seeking redress, those who are aggrieved regarding the conduct and the outcome of the election. That is on in Edo State. A new governor is in power. He has been sworn in, and the new governor, Senator Modu Okpebholo, is in the news, inaugurating projects because he has his 5-point agenda and he wants to keep to it. And only recently, the State House of Assembly issued an ultimatum to the 18 local governments in Edo State to present their statement of account. Failing to do that, the Edo State House of Assembly suspended the local government chairman and their deputies for 2 weeks. And now the government has supported the suspension of the local government chairmen and their deputies. So this is just to create the platform for you to understand the program that we have today. My name is Erosa Agbonlao. I have with me very distinguished personalities. In Benin here, we have Dr. Elvis Agbonaima. Nice to have you.
Thanks for having me.
We have Barrister Ebusele Oyifo. Nice to have you.
Good afternoon.
We have Bishop Lucky Omonabiese. Nice to have you.
God bless you, sir.
We have Felix Osigwe. He's a politician and a very renowned analyst with us. Nice to have you.
Thank you.
And in Abuja, we have a great man who will be joining us, Isaiah Osifo, Dr. Isaiah Osifo. He was a 2-time chairman of one of the local governments. He was a former chairman of AGOM. All the local government chairmen, they were all under him. And he is a lecturer, he's a seasoned politician, and he's a seasoned analyst. Dr. Isaiah Osifo, nice to have you all the way in our Abuja studio.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, so that's the setting. Like I told you, today's edition is a very special edition because we are actually looking at the suspension of local government chairmen and their deputies. And we'll just start with Dr. Isaiah Osifo in our Abuja studio because he was once a local government chairman, and he also has a lot of experience when it comes to that. So, Dr. Isaiah Osifo, your opening remarks regarding the suspension of local government chairmen, the 18 local government chairmen in Edo State.
Well, thank you very much. The issue bordering the importance of local government in Nigeria start today. So, local government has been identified as a tier of government that is vital to the people. And interestingly, the military, where Olusegun Obasanjo was the military head of state of Nigeria in 1976, Musa Yar'Adua, chief of staff, as vice president of the military in 1976, 1976 local government reform. It was to strengthen the local government so vital for development, because it is the government that is closer to the people. And beyond 1976 reform, even under the local government transfer the system to the president again to identify local government as a tier of government that should be similar to what you have at the state and the local government. That was the beginning of president in Nigeria. Now, in 1999, Musa Gobasue came back as president of Nigeria with Atiku Abubakar as vice president. And Atiku Abubakar supervised the establishment of Association of Local Governments of Nigeria, ADGON. That was personally commissioned by Atiku Abubakar to the importance and to emphasize the autonomy of local government in Nigeria. And recently, the present president said by the time Atiku was vice president, Bola met to realize the importance of and the variety through which they have a federation had a very critical provision by Section 7 as to the test of local government in Nigeria and the tendency to the general challenge the federation of local government vis-a-vis a true and proper interpretation of Section 7 by the Supreme Court of Nigeria. And Supreme Court, in their wisdom and ruling, that local government is autonomous and it should be the from the state government. The government was well celebrated, including your studio ITV, which you granted interview to so many scholars as to expatiate that judgment, and all Nigerians of all walks of life applauded that what the Supreme Court did to give was the best decision. On the governors were now in a hurry to conduct election to meet with the 3 months deadline. Local governments in Nigeria should be democratically elected that will enable them to be entitled to the allocation for the federation account, because critical committee or interference or local government was not established in Nigeria. And by now, I am sure that governors have complied with the judgment of the Supreme Court by ensuring that all local governments are democratically elected. So local government are being processed to allocation for federation account will now go straight to each local government account instead of state joint local government account. It's not ironical, looking at this background, that the government wanted. If people don't solve that dispute, it tells us whether you want or not. That's not my business. That's right. That's what I'm going to do. It's obligated to challenge about the Constitution. Of course, the federal of the Supreme Court. Let me tell you, Wale was governor of Edo State. He attempted to chairman of local government, and the judge in the Edo State High Court ruled against Adams Oshomole. So there is a state law, even before the Supreme Court judgment, that governor have no power to suspend or to remove a local government chairman by Edo State High Court. Now, beyond that, the present High Court judge against Edo State gave a judgment, an interlocutory injunction, saying neither the House of Assembly or the governor have power to remove or suspend chairman or vice chairman or councillors. So when you see this happening, it can only happen in a society that is a banana republic. Look, democracy thrives on the rule of law. The governor is occupying that office today by virtue of the rule of law. The best person in those states, but he has been elected. This chairman of the may not be in area, but they have been elected. Local government, state government, federal government, functionaries. Whether or not, the best I can get is to take the zone that is consonant with the position of the laws and the Constitution of Nigeria. Therefore, I condemn in entirety what the government of this have done, whether the governor or the House. It's barbarism. When you do things what to do, it's criminal. So the whole intention is to test and to disregard a provision of the Constitution, respect the judgment of the Supreme Court, including the High Court judge or just state. So from where are they deriving this power? So it is ironical, it is funny that the governor parades is a democratic governor. He's just going about violating the Constitution and sacking chairmen have been elected by the people. If you know the essence of constitution and constitutionalism, any functionary of government that acts against a clear provision of the Constitution or the law of the state is taking a criminal act. So government may do to say, oh, I have immunity, I will not be prosecuted for criminal act. But again, you have that if you don't violate this decision, I can adjust the state to go and take local government money and begin to spend. outside elected chairman and vice chairman, you are robbing, you are stealing, and you should be prosecuted or in a criminal court. Any academic or functionary acting on the instruction of the governor to take council money and spend outside elected vice chairman, he is a thief, and he should be taken to ASC and be prosecuted for criminal offense. It's a simple thing. We can continue in this barbarism. We can continue this kind of arrogance, this kind of impunity, a basic violation of a law that even makes it to exist. What makes the government to exist and make that regime to exist is the law of the state and the constitution of Nigeria. So if you are existing by the laws and constitution of the country, you must obey the laws of the state and the constitution of Nigeria. And I'm saying it clearly, anybody who's acting on the instruction of the governor or the House Assembly to spend local government allocation outside the elected chairman is a thief and it should be prosecuted.
Isaiah Sifo, that's a great one. But let me quickly put the perspective right. The local government chairman, the 18 local government chairmen in Edo State were suspended for 2 months by the Edo State Assembly, and the governor of Edo State, Senator Modu Okpebholo, actually said that the state government supports that decision of the Edo State Assembly. Like I said, we have very distinguished personalities. We also listen to them, let them give their own input. We'll just start with Ebosele Oyifo Esquire. Barrister, your introductory remarks.
Well, I feel that, first of all, it's possible the governor or members of the House of Assembly, they could be aggrieved that probably the money that is coming to the local government is not being utilized as it ought to be. But that's not an excuse for you to go and take a step that the law does not empower you to do. You understand? It's just, I keep saying all the time, it's just like the presidency being there. The President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is answerable to the National Assembly and not to any other person. It's the National Assembly that can checkmate Bola Ahmed Tinubu to tell him, we want to know how you are managing the resources of the country. And then they'll be perfectly right. Just like you have legislative houses in all the 18 local government areas. So I always say that if the governor is aggrieved, is not happy with the way they are managing their finance, he has to lobby. This is democracy, for Christ's sake. You don't come in and start behaving as if you are a military governor or an administrator. What you do is to have a dialogue with the councillors, the elected councillors. Try to lobby them that what is happening in your local government, we are seeing that the way the money comes in and nothing is happening. You understand? Ask the chairman, what is he doing with the money? You understand? The councillors comes together and they will take a decision and they will look at it and they will not call on the local government to say, we want to know how these finances, the finance of the local government is being run. We got so amount of money this month for the federation account. What have you done with it? What are you doing with it? Those are the kind of things that we should expect that is happening. Even if it's the governor that probably is beating the drum from the background, but what the people will be seeing is the legislators, the councillors asking their local government chairman to come and account for the money that is due to the local government. Not the governor coming in to say, he's saying that. It's just like the governor, no matter how aggrieved the president might be, the president cannot give an instruction to a Edo State governor to say, I want to see your finances. Come and tell me how you are using your money. What the president can do is to lobby members of the Edo State House of Assembly to say what is happening in your state. Why is it that I release so money to your state? Your governor is not doing anything about it. The roads are bad, the markets are not functioning, this infrastructure is not working. What is happening with the money it's getting? Please ask your governor. And then the House of Assembly members will say, Mr. Governor, please come and explain to us what you are doing with the Edo State money. That would be perfectly in order.
But Barrister, you've not...
So what I'm saying is that when you look at the law, it doesn't support what is happening now. You understand? Because
I just wanted you to hit me on the head.
That's it, because if you don't, like the members of the House of Assembly, they are not in a position to determine who gets elected into the local government as local government chairman or councillors. They don't have the power to appoint local government chairmen or the councillors. If you don't have the power to appoint, of course you will not have the power to suspend. You understand? So they should do this democracy, for Christ's sake. I've heard some of the local governments saying that they will continue their work. And by the time they go, you said they have suspended them, then they will now say, we are not going to stay at home. I was elected just the way you were elected. I have a tenure of 3 years. My tenure is going to end in 2026. Then why will you not be suspending me? You know, there will be anarchy in the state, and we don't want that. You understand? My advice to the local government chairmen is that, first of all, they should not take the law into their hands. What they need to do, I'm sure they have a lawyer. They should brief their lawyer. Then the matter should be taken to court, and I'm sure our judges will look at it dispassionately, look at it lawfully, and know whether the House of Assembly is right to have done what they did.
Thank you very much. We'll come back to you. We have Dr. D.T. Achi, Senior Lecturer, Faculty of Law, University of Benin, via Zoom. He will also make his input. Looking at the suspension of the local government chairman for 2 months by the Edo State Assembly, backed by the state governor. What is your take on this?
Well, like previous speakers have said, and more particularly the last speaker, that action by the State House of Assembly lacks any legal basis at all. It is unconstitutional, and it's a step, towards anarchy, because going by the current law, there's no way that a State House of Assembly, or for that matter, a governor, can unilaterally, using whatever means, I wouldn't know, to remove, dissolve, suspend, or otherwise interrupt the...
We're having a technical hitch with the legal practitioner there. Okay, we'll just get the thoughts of my guests in the studio. We'll start now with Felix Osigwe. You are a politician. I see the way you are looking at all that they are saying, looking at all our guests. Okay, I see your thought. Yes, this suspension, do you think is in order?
Thank you very much for having me. I listened to the legal minds here. I listened to their legalists. But the fact is, the local government system is under the control of the state. The state is fully responsible for making laws and regulation of the local government, because we have two federative units, the federal and the state. If you go by the creation of the laws creating the local government, everything about the laws in the local government are created by the State House of Assembly. And for me, I feel this suspension is not related. The funny thing is that the local government financial autonomy is not yet taking place now, because the governors are refusing that same pronouncement by the Supreme Court. They have not effected it. There is no local government that have collected money directly for the past 3-4 months till today. So the issue at stake now is the issue of Obaseki's spending over the local government. Because the money we're paying to the state, how much were you giving to the local? How much were given to the local government to develop? He was saying you have to build the road. If the local government don't have money to do that. But this certain money were coming through a body, through the state government. I think what the APC government today is trying to do is that, okay, during the past years, how much did you receive from the state? Yes. To develop your, because we know how much came to the state, we should know how much actually go to the local government before we can begin to blame the local government chairman if they have the ability to do whatever they need to do with the local government. So for me, this so it's just a suspension. Let them go to court and test the law. The constitution is here. 5 children of Timmy the law, Chief Timmy Williams, they are in court over their father's way. They are all SAN. So the laws are in the constitution. If you feel that what the Edo State House of Assembly that has the right to make laws to supervise the local government functionalities cannot call them to order and say, let us see your account. Thank God we are gradually going to the law court now. Let the judges, the erudite judges, test the laws and pronounce that, give up pronunciation, so that from today we now have a case precedent that this is what will happen if social thing happens.
Okay, thank you very much. We'll come back to you. But the Supreme Court actually granted the autonomy of the local government, and that brought some kind of relief to everybody, because like you have said, so many Nigerians really want to see what local government can do at the grassroots. Bishop Lucky, yes, you are a citizen, you are a resident of Edo State, and you expect a lot from local government. Now, the way this governor has started now, asking them to open their accounts, they disobeyed, now they've been suspended. What's your reaction?
Thank you, sir. To me, by the law of the judgment of the Supreme Court, it is clear that local governments are now autonomy. They are free from the taskmaster, from the herodic rule of governors.
Yes.
Now it's like the governors have refused to obey that law. And because of their refusal, they are now trying to impose themselves on the local government chairman and the council. They're forcing them to do their bidding. Try to bring that to a place where it's like you remove a rope from a goat neck, put it on the sand.
Yes.
That's what they are playing this Ghana. They refuse to obey, then they are not dealing with them. The suspension is very, very wrong. Because as soon as the Supreme Court, the Apex Court has said these people are free, and they are free. They allow them to operate. Then those days, it was one government that did some road in my area. You can't meet local government, this road is bad, this one is bad. But when everybody are looking at the state government. And President Tinubu said, no, let us go back to the old pattern. And this some government, sure, they are still saying no. And that's the problem we are having. Until they obey this, I don't understand why the governors of each state have become a problem to the law. When they pass judgment, governor will say no. Because they are sitting on the city of impunity, you cannot arrest, they cannot do anything. But remember, there is God in heaven that can arrest the unarrested.
Thank you very much. Dr. Elvis Agwalaima, your opening remark on this.
The first thing I want to say,
yes.
I don't really agree with a politician here.
Okay.
The governors are not bigger than the Supreme Court.
Yes.
The highest court in the land is the Supreme Court. And what they say is final.
Yes.
Now, it is very shameful that the governor of Edo State, Senator Modibelu, is the first APC governor to even go against, the law and the policy from the federal government, which is also his party. It's very shameful. He knows he has a case in the court. That one is there. And I know very sure now, I think from Bush record, I don't know how the...
Bush Radio.
Bush Radio. that even the federal government, now, they are not happy. Because he's the first APC governor to go against the autonomy of the local government now. Now, all these decisions, if you check the law, even though I'm not a lawyer, I have my constitution, Nigerian constitution, I have it. I have gone through it. And the local government, by this new law, has their autonomy. They are not answerable to him anymore. Now, what our politician was trying to explain, I know he was trying to play politics with it. No, this is the law. The law is local government has autonomy now. Now, what he's trying to do, when I see what the House of Assembly is doing, playing favority, high service, it will boomerang very soon. Maybe some people are trying to add because you want to keep your position. It will boomerang. Because all these games they are playing, the masses are watching. Now, there is serious hunger in the land. People are hungry. People can no longer feed. Now, instead of the governor to begin to see how he can begin to provide solution for a month plus that he has taken over, I have not seen anything he has done. I'm speaking as a citizen of Edo State. It's just hitting the politics. For example, now, the 18 local government, for example, from Bubaga local government council, my chairman, he's doing well. He has seen road, he has graded, he has built market, he has renovated market, he has provided a lot of transformer. It's not that they told me.
Yeah.
That man should be the best local government chairman in Edo State that I know. Very hardworking. I've seen him.
So you are perplexed that he has been suspended.
Listen, imagine such a man to be embarrassed. A man that many of us know that is doing well. I'm talking about the council chairman of Bubaga local government council. Yeah. Now, having said that, we have serious problem of hunger in the land. People now cannot even, we used to say 3 square meals a day. Now for people to even eat 1 good square meal is a problem. I often cry and say it here that our take home, people take home, I cannot take care of them. Sir, including you, your take home, I cannot take care of you.
I agree with you.
Nigerians are just struggling to survive. It's just the grace of God that is helping us. Yeah. Now, instead of a governor now to come to see how can I provide solution, can I bring, make this better. Now you are just hitting the politics. Now, the 18 local government now, you have put them, in a chaotic state now. There's a problem. Because the season we are now, assuming this issue did not come, if these people in government, they really have their conscience is working. Now, these people now have people under them, the local government, each local government now, they are not thinking of food now. They are not thinking of maybe, in period like this.
Christmas largesse. I know that's what it's Christmas largesse.
And now, problem everywhere. You get it now. Now, my finalist is saying that they should go to court. All this go to court. The law is already there. All this go to court. It's politics. That is why we are where we are. Go to court. Even when we know that the law is there, local government autonomy. Now, you came as a governor. You are supposed to work with them. No, you want to put your people there. That is not the thing. Because if that is not the case, according to the law, these people were elected. And imagine if you watch, the procession in the Edo State House of Assembly, you will look at it that it was childish. A governor just sent a message. Nothing was just done. The next thing.
There was argument.
Sir,
for and against.
Our speaker they were invited. They were invited to come.
The speaker was playing for Pharisee. And this Pharisee that is playing, he will backfire. I'm saying this second time. You know why? The people are not happy. They are not smiling. There is serious hunger in the land. What we should be talking about now is how to help people, how to make sure, people that, do you know how many people that hunger is killing now? People now, hungers are killing people.
Yeah, thank you very
much. People now cannot even buy drugs.
Okay, Doctor, we'll come back to you, but we'll just quickly take a break and we'll continue with this discussion. You can agree with me that this is really a special edition of 60 Minutes Nigeria. Okay, nice to have you back on the program, 60 Minutes Nigeria. Dr. D.T. Achi, lecturer, Law Department, University of Benin, is with us. Yes, you were making some very vital comments before that technical hitch. Yes, can you expatiate?
Yes, what I was trying to say is that the law is settled on this matter. The Supreme Court has nailed it, and that remains the law. There is no other law apart from what the Supreme Court has pronounced. And that is to the effect that local councils are autonomous from, states as a tier of government. So any attempt, any removal, suspension, by whatever name called, is illegal. It's illegal. So I wouldn't know the motive behind the Edo State House of Assembly suspending all councils in Edo State for 2 months. But whatever it is, whatever motive it is my opinion that that move is wrong, it is illegal, it is unsupported by the Constitution, and it is something that needs to be resisted. But like my learned colleague said, if you decide that you won't go to court, that you help yourself, that would amount to anarchy. So the best thing for the local councils to do, the chairman to do, is to approach the judiciary to interpret, in the light of the decision by the Supreme Court recently, whether this suspension has any merit or not. And I dare say that it has no merit at all.
So we'll just quickly get the comments of Dr. Isaiah Osifo from our Abuja studio. Dr. Isaiah Osifo, now that the suspension has taken effect, what's the next step for these local government chairmen and their deputies?
Mention that the assertion that the governors have not accepted financial autonomy is not true. They have no choice. Like one of the lawyers said there in the studio, no governor in Nigeria is bigger than the decision of the Supreme Court or bigger than the provision of the Nigerian Constitution. What they are doing is procedural to regularize the accounts of each local government, of the 774 local governments in Nigeria, so that they can commence the direct transmission of local government allocation to the each council account. No governor has said they have rejected financial, so nobody should peddle such information or try to mislead the public that the governors have rejected. They have not rejected. They are doing paperwork to regularize the account of each council so that henceforth the Federation Allocation Committee will be sending the money directly to the local government. Now, to your question that now that the decision has been taken, maybe you are not aware. If you are not aware, for the information and financial public, there was an interlocutory injunction that had given emphasis and interpretation of the decision of the judge of the Supreme Court that the State House of Assembly of the governor have no power to suspend or remove by the High Court judge or the Chief Judge of the State High Court. This judgment was given before the so-called irresponsible resolution of the House of Assembly. They were served. The governor was served. Is that the governor of the State says so that where there's a substituting injunction that said they have no power based on the interpretation, like Dr. Archie is saying that they should go and seek interpretation. Which other interpretation are they going to seek? The High Court judge in the State has given an interpretation that don't go there, you don't have power to do it. The House of Assembly was said. The state government was served through the Commissioner for Justice and Attorney General. Are they all claiming ignorant? So to me, there's something like suspension in the State of a council chairman in the State. What we have here is just hooliganism of some people that want to steal council fund. So which court are they going to again? The judgment has been given. They have the copies of the judgment. That they don't have power to remove them, to suspend them. So the way forward is that the council chairman should continue to do their job. If they are going to rely on the police or coercive authority because they continue to boast that the police is in their pocket, the judiciary is in their pocket, and that is what they do. They are setting the stage for violence, like my friend on the studio said. If an APC governor is set to rubbish a major legacy, the only thing I can see that President Tinubu has achieved in these 2.5 years is the local government autonomy. I can't see any other achievement of the president or the federal government. But this autonomy was celebrated by all Nigerians. That's a positive legacy the president can lay on to sustain his credibility. And that is what the government of Edo State under an APC government is set to rubbish.
Yesterday, the local government chairmen obeyed the suspension order. They were not in their offices. Their deputies were not in their offices because journalists went round the different local government councils and discovered that the local government chairman were not. So that's why I said, what's this next step? Because what you are saying is that yes, there's an order, a court order, but they went ahead to suspend this chairman. So what is the next step?
The order came before the suspension, the so-called illegal suspension. So if a parliament that's selected by the people can be so lawless to so ignore the decision of a competent court of jurisdiction, therefore the people of Edo State and Nigerians should disregard that useless resolution. To me, it does not exist. The council challenge should be functioning. What we need to do is to prepare contempt proceedings against any person that will spend the allocation of local government, because the intention is to take their money. So if they don't take the money, let the money be there. But Longe will ask them, and I'm calling on Longe, because I was not chairman in Edo State. I fought for autonomy of local government even before these people were born. The Longe should be aware, and they should raise the responsibility that somebody somewhere, the governor wants to frustrate the local government. They want to frustrate the number for taking salary. Are they not going to take December salary? So are you going to use illegal instrument to spend salary, to take money of the pay salary to Longe? They can't do that. So what they need to do is to apply for whatever they are, chairman and vice chairman, because they are council chairman as far as the law is concerned, they are vice chairman because the law is concerned, and they begin to watch and see that thief who will go into the account and take council money and begin to spend. You don't file a contempt procedure against them. Let them go to jail. If the government has immunity, the Academy of the State does not have immunity. The speaker does not have immunity. The commissioner for finance does not have immunity. My friend, Attorney General of the State, by Sasagi, let me tell you, before I came on studio, I was at before I came to this studio, I'm not a child, I'm an elder statesman in Edo State in this country. I've sent a message to all of them. Samson Sagia is my friend, my brother, and younger brother. I've told you, you are Canadian General of the state, of the state, don't allow your name to be rubbish. Go and tell your government that's not have power to do. That was about a month ago. So I've done on the backstage interaction to them. I've sent a message to the governor. I've sent a message to the stakeholder that we hear you want to do illegality. That is not good for your name. Face your job. Do like the other said, people are hungry, their infrastructure decay, there's a you have so many issues to do. If they also ignore the message and they are desperate to take council money, if they do, they are thieves and they should be prosecuted. The suspension is not, does not exist in the eye of the law. In the eye of the law, there is no like suspension in those sites. Only that you have some hooligans that want to steal council funds.
Thank you very much, Dr. Azar Osifo. We'll get back to you. But let's continue with the studio. Felix Osigwe, you seem to be the lone man here. Yeah, the next step, in your opinion?
The next step...
regarding this imbroglio.
Yes, like I likely, as I said earlier on before, there is everything is in our constitution. If you feel your right has been abridged, go to the court and seek interpretation. I don't know if you understand.
Yes.
And the governor's intention is not to steal anybody's money. Like I said, he actually alluded to it. As we speak today, whether the governors are in agreement with the Supreme Court judgment, which is in finality as an opinion court, till today there is no state that the money has been distributed, that has been disbursed to. The local government autonomy financially has not been, no local government has received that money as we speak. Either it tells me that they are in agreement, but whatever the technicalities, I'm not a lawyer. But what I'm saying today is that the House of Assembly, I know there are two federative units, the federal and the state. There should be a law that will finally expunge the responsibility of the House of Assembly for the local government. Because as we speak today, the House of Assembly still have the right to make laws that regulate the local government. I'm sure they know. They should know. The only aspect we are talking about is the financial autonomy, that local governments are autonomy. The court should be able to tell us, they should interpret the constitution to tell us if this local government autonomy is now separating the local government entirely from the state House of Assemblies. I don't know if you understand. We should know whether, okay, you have autonomy now, councillors should be making your laws and your whatever tax laws or whatever. If that is not in place, there will still be a confusion. We all accept it. It's a global, I respect that man so much. I used to know him, Barrister Osifo. He's a man I respect for his goals. Tinubu has achieved a lot. He didn't talk of the NEFO, the National Educational Fund. He didn't even talk of, as we speak today, our foreign reserve is reaching up to 42 billion plus, with others must want. Rome was not built in a day. The man has actually achieved, even on the federal level, and we are going there. It's a process that will actually go there. And likewise, Monday will actually work, but at least, he said in no stance, so he's a constitutional lawyer like himself. Let us go to court and test the interpretation of if the House of Assembly have the right to so suspend with evidences to back up the reason of their suspension or not, the court will interpret. That is my submission.
Okay. Barrister Ebusele, what's the next step? It's very important we understand because there's a problem.
I think
yes.
Honorable Sifo has already given the next step.
Okay.
I'm looking at it legally.
Okay.
I'm not looking at it politically.
Yes.
Because when you look at it politically, you start giving unnecessary excuses.
Of course.
Okay.
Now, there's a Supreme Court judgment that said local government, they have financial autonomy. So Supreme Court has spoken. It's not for anybody. No matter the kind of power you feel you have as a governor or House of Assembly, you cannot go against the Supreme Court. It's just like the president. Once the Supreme Court says something, there's nothing the president can do than to obey the law. If he doesn't obey the law, because he has immunity, they could say, well, you cannot do him anything now. Like somebody like Okpewo now, he has immunity, the deputy has immunity. But the members of the House of Assembly, they don't have. So like Isaiah Osifo has said, the next step for the local government chairman is to fight from 47 and from 48 against members of the Edo State House of Assembly. Because even the governor that has, with due respect to him, that said he supports what the local government they have done, is not online. He's not the one that took that decision. It's the House of Assembly that announced the suspension. Yes, so the governor will be in one place. By the time the members of the House of Assembly have been taken up, in the law court.
What's the meaning of the form you mentioned? You mentioned some form.
No, what I'm saying
Yes.
from 48 and 49.
What does that mean? Because
Those
people need to
is
understand.
the content proceeding. You from 48, you give information to the person that you are in content of what the court has said. You understand? Then 49. If you know enough explanation, you can be sent to jail for contempt of court. Because if the court has said you don't have a right to suspend the local government, you don't have a right to remove local government chairmen because they are autonomous, they are separate from you, and you go ahead and go against that decision, it means that you have gone against the decision of a court, so of which you are in contempt of court. You understand? So the local government chairmen, they can come together and take members of the House of Assembly to court and file contempt proceedings against them. Of course, their money, just like as has said, nobody can go and touch that money, because if you go and touch that money and you make use of that money, you are against the law. Your action will be against the law and you'll be held responsible for it.
Thank you very much. We'll come back to you. We'll get the thoughts of Bishop Lucky Omonabiese. You have said that local government have a very, very important role to play. What are your expectations in terms of these local governments being allowed to really perform and get closer to the grassroots?
Well, thank you, sir. We have three tier government. We have this federal, we have the state, local. Local government are the one closer to the masses.
Okay.
They understand the terrain of the area. They know the one that will know how to develop the area than the state and the federal. But now, since the state are now fighting the local government, the masses suffer. The masses will suffer. We will suffer. Including myself. Because the road to my house, people don't know the road. My chairman will know the road. Governor will know the road. But since there's a battle now, disobey the court order, court judgment, this thing have been common in Nigeria. Not today, not yesterday. Even the past administration, when there's a court judgment, they will ignore it. That's why I'm saying that they said the judiciary is the hope of the common man. Now, the judiciary now, they are brought there somehow into their pocket. They now say go to court. It's like go to market. Go and buy rice. Now that even though you are technically a position you are going to court, he's not afraid. Because maybe that there's maybe have some judge they are bought who will come and lobby the other judge and work for him. But we are saying no in this studio. That we want the local government to be free from them. We can go and meet them and let them work for us. So that the money going to local government will be used for us, for roads, or the local farm for us. Those days, I remember those days, we have local government rice. Yeah, years ago. But now I don't say I'm no longer there because the government the election must be done by INEC, not by the ESEC. The governor should be out of it totally. So that when we are voting somebody we know we voted for, the one you impose on us.
That's a very serious problem.
Because
so INEC should take over elections.
Yes.
So that state government should not be picking.
Can the INEC be trusted?
Now, you see, sorry,
Yes.
sir. If state governments act, if we voted and we know INEC is not doing it, by the time they give, we can fully revolt and we can protest. But if state government appoint for you, you can't protest because it's an appointee. It will answer to its master who appointed him.
The problem we have in
Thank you.
federal,
Dr. Elvis,
Yeah,
the next step, the way out.
I don't even trust the INEC.
Okay.
You know, I told you in this studio in the last election, I
Yes.
said I don't trust them.
Yes.
That they can make me trust them. And after the election, my untrust for them increased. Now, I want to say this. I would like to, my little advice for the wonderful governor of Edo State is the governor, Senator Modok Bello. He should not allow those who are practicing favorism to push him to fight those who are not fighting him.
Yes, that's true.
That is the problem. There are people who are not fighting him. He should work with the local government because, you know, he's the one that has the name. He must understand that. Everybody around him now, you know, we pray as a leader not to be surrounded with high service people. Because there are a lot of persons now, they are not interested in the progress of the state. All they are just interested in what they will get.
Of course.
He must be careful for them not to use him to be fighting those who are not fighting him. That's one. And number two, because once this fight starts, he will be distracted. If you watch now, there's already a little distraction. He can work on it. Because his focus should be providing solution, not creating more problem. We already have enough problem on ground. Therefore, if he can focus on his 5 mandates and he decide to, he should be careful of those who he listen to and those who he send message, because there are people that are over ambitious, overzealous. There are people you send message, they go and do otherwise, and it will boil down to his name, because if he can write his name, on gold now, because the people are watching, because all those states want now is peace, because when there is peace, there will be progress. There will be development. There will be development. Because there's a way they will begin to hit the politics now. Even foreign, investors, people who like to do business here, they'll be scared. Edo State needs a very meek and a serene atmosphere so that everything will work fine. That is mine.
Thank you very much. Let's get the closing remarks of my guests in the studio. Barrister Busele, your closing remarks.
Well, I think that just like Doctor has said, the governor should not allow himself to be distracted. We all want development of this state. I know that what he wants for the state is the good of the state, the development of the state, the happiness of the majority of the people of Edo State. So there's no need to be fighting people that are actually not fighting you. It will distract you, and you will not be able to focus on developing the state or giving the dividend of democracy to those that have voted you. You understand? So we need a situation of peace in those states so that there will be development in those states.
Thank you very much.
I think the local government chairman, the suspension that was announced by the House of Assembly should be lifted so that they can go back to work and continue their work. If they have any problem with local government chairman, like I've said, go through their respective legislative houses to question the local government chairman properly.
Thank you. Bishop Lucky, your closing remarks.
Well, I want the governor to always remember he should obey the rule of law. He followed, democracy is built on rules of law. He should obey the rule of law, not political way to get favor from anybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Osigwe, your closing remarks.
Thank you very much. Like Bishop said, I have been standing on the fact that the rule of law is above any individual law. If they feel aggrieved, instead of putting the state into chaos, quietly, that is why you are a lawyer. You need clients. Let them come and approach you. Then you go to the temple of justice and put this fast before the jury and let them decide so that we know where to go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, we have Dr. D.T. Achi from the faculty of University of Benin. Doctor, your closing remarks.
Yes, sir. I think the House of Assembly and the state governor, especially, should judge the quality of advice he gets. The quality of advice will propel the state forward. But I think that Edo State having been proactive already by, as Mr. Azar also said, the judiciary has already taken steps in Edo State. That is more than what other states have done. So here we need not go backwards. Going forward is the right thing to do. And I think that if the governor and the State House of Assembly key into what the Edo State judiciary has done, I mean, by already interpreting the judgment of the Supreme Court, we will make progress. This move will only take us backwards.
Thank you very much, Dr. Achi from University of Benin. We couldn't get Dr. Azai Osifo. Okay, Dr. Azai Osifo is there. Your closing remarks. Your closing remarks.
Well, my closing remark is that to align with the studio guests and what they have said, we want peace in Edo State. And the rule of law, democracy is recipe for peace. The governor must obey the rule of law. The House Assembly must obey the rule of law. In the eyes of the law, there is no suspension of chairman or vice chairman in Edo State. The judiciary of Edo State has already interpreted the judgment of the Supreme Court. So what the governor should humble himself to the law and this Senate to do. They should not write it that will put them into trouble in the future. You only know of today. You don't know what happened tomorrow.
Thank you very much, Dr. Azal Sifo, very eloquent speaker there from ITV Abuja studio. And I want to thank my guests, wonderful guests. Osigwe, Felix Osigwe, thank you very much. Bishop Lokyo Monabiese says local government must work because they are with the grassroots. And Barrister Ebusele Ohifo, thank you very much for your time and for your expertise displayed. A lawyer with sagacity, I must admit. Thank you very much. And Dr. Elvis Agbonaima, thank you very much for your time and for your comments as well. My name is Egosa Agbonlao. Next week promises to be exciting again. Bye-bye.